everybody. How's it going? I'm so excited to be here. See old friends, new friends I've met today, and future friends on the beach. I did get emotional on the JSConf stage, and I promise I'm not going to like cry or anything like that because I actually have something really serious to talk about, and that's sorting. All day yesterday and today, people would come up to me and they're like, "What are you going to talk about at JSConf?" It's like literally in the schedule. And I don't lie on schedules. I don't lie ever. But so sorting. Sorting is something that I love to talk about. I love sorting algorithms. It's something I studied a lot, and so I'm really happy to be here at my first JSConf talk, talking to you about this dynamic and exciting subject. And it's something that I've been doing my entire life, even before I became a programmer. Because, yeah, I am a programmer. I'm letting that out there. I used to sort my Lego collection by colors and form factor. Oh, the irony. I collected trolls. And I sorted them by like hair color and outfits and stuff like that. Money. We all sort money. This is my real money. We sort our family members by how much money they give us during our 8th grade graduation. That's not my real family. And arrays. Get it? Arrays. Oh, I'm sorry. So arrays are something that we most commonly use. How many people here have never dealt with an array in their JavaScript programming? So arrays, everyone go see Anton and ask him about JSHint later on after the show. So arrays are the most popular data structure in computer science, and you might be thinking that like most things that I say, I've made it up on the fly. But it's true, and I did a lot of research after lunch today, and if you see on Brainy Quote, which is a site with quotes on it, if you search array, there are quite a few quotes that are literally about arrays. There's 2 whole pages of them. And 2 might seem like a small number, but if you search another data structure I'm fond of, linked lists, there are no results for that. So like nobody cares about linked lists. And even stranger than that, since linked lists are pretty prominent, is that like on this page, Eminem is considered a popular author, which I think is pretty funny. But we're not here to talk about Eminem. You're not here to see Eminem. You're here to see me. So my name is Jenn Schiffer, and I am finally okay to admit that I am a JavaScript developer. Weight lifted off my shoulders. I am an open web engineer at Boku. I work with Adam and a bunch of other cool people that are here today. And we do a lot of open source development, work in the community, consulting, and education. And education is really important to me, and I really do enjoy bringing new topics and getting more people into development. And so I'm going to talk to you about sorting and what's the harm in it. And that's the title of my talk. And talk about how we can sanitize inputs for more optimized JavaScripts. So sorting, what is sorting? You know, it's when you arrange objects of some sort, you know, into an order depending on whether you want it ascending or descending or by some certain taxonomy. And last month I spoke at Empire.js and I gave, you know, a not as serious talk as this about the computational complexities of sorting algorithms implemented in JavaScript. And I think it went really well. I had a lot of people come up to me and were like, "Oh, you know, I'm studying computer science like you did, and I really, you know, like to see algorithms implemented in JavaScript. It's more applicable than dry, you know, pseudocode." But then I felt bad because I realized that sorting is kind of messed up. So what we're going to do is talk about not sorting arrays. I'm sorry, I opened up LinkedIn today by accident, and wait, this is embarrassing. Oh, okay, there we go. So arrays, what are arrays? It's a systematic arrangement of objects. Here's an example of an array of integers, 7, 10, and 1. And we have this neat, nifty sort function that we can call on it, which will actually not sort the array. Well, it does sort the array. It sorts it lexicographically. The first column in 10 is 1, and that comes before 7. So technically, it does that. But still, like, that's kind of ridiculous. And you can, according to the ECMA spec, you have to give a compare function, and you can basically tell the computer how to sort the array. And when you give that compare function, it does it, which is like, that's fine, but like that's a lot of work for me. And then if you take this example, who here likes sports? Woo! Anyway, so sports ball. So like, I was born in New York. I follow New York sports. And so the Knicks and Nets are two basketball teams, I've heard. And if you take this array of strings and you call the sort function on it, like, yeah, it does return that same array because it's already sorted lexicographically. But like, on what planet would the Knicks come before the Nets? Honestly, they're like 5 behind the Nets in the ranking. So if I like decide to change sort to sort by best team, I get an error that sort by best team is not a function, which is like messed up. So this is something I discovered after I talked at the last conference, and that sorting is broken, which is not surprising because it's a social construct, and most social constructs are broken. So for one, it doesn't sort right. We have to do all of the work. We have to tell the computer how to do things. And like, what's the point of computers if you have to tell them how I don't know. Also, there are way too many algorithms to choose from. There's just so many of them, and there's always new ones coming. It reminds me of like one time I went to this tea salon in my town. I live in Montclair, New Jersey. I'm moving to Jersey City soon, and there's a tea salon there as well. And when you walk in, there's like 500 types of tea, and you go to the counter, and it's completely overwhelming. And the lady at the counter will say, like, what kind of tea do you want? And I go like, oh, like the best tea, I guess? And then they laugh at you, because like, how are they supposed to know what the best tea is for you? And that's the same problem that we have with sorting algorithms. There's just so many of them. Fortunately, this is the only part in web development where we have that paradox of choice, and that's with sorting algorithms. But, and then like, if you think, and by the way, all these listed here are the same sorting algorithm. They just have different names for some reason, but they're all the same. So we also have to deal with the paradox of choice of names for a single sorting algorithm that's actually based off of bubble sort, which, if you know what bubble sort is, you probably should never be using it, unless you're teaching people why they should never be using it. So we have people who are developing algorithms because they don't understand the other ones, and they're not sure which ones they want, and now we just keep getting more and more algorithms, and it's kind of a nightmare. So I'm thinking, like, we need to like stop sorting completely. Because sorting, if you don't sort, then you don't have to deal with like a lack of efficiency. When you're using sorting algorithms that have nested for loops, you're dealing with quadratic orders, and that's like tons and tons of operations. And there are some sorting algorithms where if you want to sort a phone book with it, it will literally last hundreds of lifetimes. Nobody will see it sorted. So we can get rid of that by just not sorting it. And also, if we put the work on our users and require them to sort for us, we're making them smarter. And I feel like we're not really giving our users the benefit of the doubt. I've never seen or heard of any issue where a user was not able to use a certain technology. So I think we should sort of give them that. So I looked at a bunch of these, I guess these are like JavaScript projects that, and I wanted to see if other libraries and frameworks and tool sets and whatever you guys want to call your things so you can't compete against the other ones that are already out, I wanted to see how they were handling this problem with sorting, and if any of them were giving some sort of method or, to allow people to not have to sort. And they didn't. So I created jortSort, which is a framework for sorting ambitious web applications. Thank you. Have a good rest of your conference. Yeah. I don't get black hole sun this time. So I'm just releasing this exclusively here at JSConf for all of you. I've never shown it to anybody. I kind of got worried because my friend Stanley, Twitter user a butt sandal, made this joke, and then my dad tweeted about it, and I was like, don't blow up my spot, Dad. So jortSort solves the 3 hardest problems in computer science. 1, sorting sucks. I've already proven that. Web apps are slow. I think a lot of the talks about performance at both CSSConf and today JSConf have shown that things get slow. And also, users aren't smart as us. And but like, you're probably thinking, like, Jen, you just said that there's like a million like algorithms, but jortSort isn't a sorting algorithm. It's a sorting tool set. So let's take this complicated application as an example. I have an array called myArray, with those same 3 numbers, which you'll probably encounter a lot in your apps. We have a function that we want to call, and all it does is it says this will alert sorted items, and then it will go through each item and print it out. And then we call our function. There's no sorting in this, so it's super efficient. But like, let's say, and I'm going to do some live coding here. Look at all that, that was fast. So first, it's a little small, but it'll say this will alert sorted items. And then it says 1, 10, and 7. That's not sorted. Like, why didn't it sort? Well, we didn't have the sorting function inside of it. I was kind of hoping that my array would already come to me sorted. And that's the problem. It's embarrassing. But like, so if Mr. DeMarco earlier gave a really interesting talk on algorithms as well, and I figured I'd throw some pseudocode in to impress you as well. So what basically the concept of jortSort is, if the array is sorted, then awesome. If not, yell at the user, because it's their responsibility to give a sorted array. And so here it is in JavaScript. So you just, it's an if-else statement, and you call jortSort myArray, and if it is sorted, then awesome. If not, then you just throw a jort error at them. So using an app will finally be a two-way street. It'll be really dynamic. The users can interact by providing their own input that is sorted, which is really awesome. And it's actually not a new concept, because in two ways where Web 2.0 came from. So this is like next level stuff happening. Also, your app will only work if the input is sorted, so you don't have to worry about that embarrassment from my early example. No sorting, no problem. So you're probably wondering, what's under the hood of jortSort? This is jortSort, ladies and gentlemen. jortSort is a function. It takes an array. It sorts the array. It compares it to the original one. If they are the same, it says true. If they are not the same, it returns false. It's literally JavaScript. It's not magic. It's abstraction. What is abstraction? You need a master's in computer science to know that. So a lot of people out there are going to be like, oh, Jen, like, technically you're still sorting, and I'm a hater, and one day I wanted chocolate ice cream, and my dad brought Neapolitans, not the same as a... Look, I wrote jortSort, so you didn't have to, so honestly, you should be thanking me right now. So you might be thinking, like, this has got to be a joke, and you're all laughing, but... And let me put some music. Does satire have a professionally made logo? I don't think so. Sorting algorithms don't have logos. Does satire have a professionally made website? That's a real site. Let me show you jort.technology. We have the logo up on top, and this site has the 3 things that you need to look for in a website. Parallax. Text shadow. And smooth scrolling to show off the parallax. And as a bonus, I embedded a gist, so you can copy and paste the code. So let's talk performance, because that's really like the issue at hand here. It can be on one line, minified. And you're probably thinking like, oh, any code can be minified on one line. But like my library minified is 30 lines. It's super lean. jortSort is 4 kilobytes. Ember is like more than 4 kilobytes. So like, you're probably saying like, let's see the JS perf, Jen. So here I have a snippet of code with sorting. And just to show you that sorting is less efficient than not sorting, with that same array, we call sort and we alert the array. And then this is the code without sorting. One less line of code. Could you imagine sorting 5 million things? That's like 5 million lines of code that you just saved yourselves. So here's the JS perf. 86% slower when you have code with sorting than you do without sorting. 86%. Guess who was born 12 years before 1986? This guy. So we need to spend more time sorting out our lives than we do our arrays. We need to spend more time jorting. So you're probably thinking like, wow, this is really groundbreaking stuff. It's all live for you to use today at jort.technology, but what does that mean for the future of sorting? What are we going to do with all these algorithms? Can you throw algorithms in the garbage? Can you set them on fire? Do we have to go back to our past code where we were sorting and retroactively fix it all? I don't know. You can do whatever you want. My main concern is what is the future of jortSort? And that's testing, because I haven't tested this at all. So that is jortSort. You can see it all on jort.technology. And you're welcome. That is it.